I really think this is one of the easiest VWAP strategies to understand. I want to give you the basic run through of it and look at some markups, and you'll see just how powerful this one line on your chart can be when you learn how to read trend. So this week, trading it alone, you can see I have a 100% win rate. Clean trades this week, not overdoing it. The P&L could, of course, be bigger. That's when you copy to more accounts. This is just one account, one trade per day, two trades on Wednesday, but just the pattern recognition and repeating the same setup. So let's take a first look at Monday's trade. And mind you, this is all within the same week. We'll look at some older markups just last week or two. But Monday through Thursday, the same exact setup, which is kind of crazy how consistent that is this week. But regardless, let's take a look at the move up. Okay, cool. Buyers are in control. I think we could all see that. We're going to use the opening range. That's the first 15 minutes of the day. I mark them off with these horizontal lines. The VWAP we're going to be using mostly in this one is the New York VWAP. It's anchored to the 9:30 Eastern Time New York Open. Other than that, you could always add other VWAPs. I have a full strategy on ASFX TV. The link to that is below. You can learn that for free. Just use code FIRST. But looking for the best price to be as close to this VWAP as possible, right? So I don't want to be chasing drifts up and hope it just keeps on running. I'd rather see the pullback come in, some slowing, and try to catch the next move, which often happens from this retest to the New York VWAP. And you can see that's exactly what we did. Seeing buyers defend this New York, stop loss above. Let's go continue the trend higher. Now let's jump in some other ones. We're going to go semi-quickly, but enough that you could understand it, hopefully, right? So now this is the very next day, now to the shorts. Looking at the New York now in blue, it's anchored to 9:30. You get the first break of open range low. Do not chase that move. You'll see it now and then run, and you'll want to chase it now in the other days. But more times than not, it doesn't run very far from there. That's just signifying to you that, all right, sellers are trying to stick in. Let's see if they do. So when you get above New York, it builds the next lower high from back here, right? But then when sellers get back in below New York VWAP, just like how they retested on the previous markup for longs, now you're ready to short it. Go get that second break of open range low. But the whole idea being, if you sell it at the New York, you get a nice pop. If you sell it at the New York, you get nice moves from this VWAP rather than chasing it at the lows and hope and need it to keep on going lower. Of course, that will happen, but I don't want to need a big move to have to make money. Whether this goes 20 points or 100, I'll be good because I'm at a great price at the VWAP. Let's go to the next day, same idea. There's the strong break of open range low. Again, since you're going to probably trade the close of a candle, imagine chasing the break of that first break of open range low. Terrible price, immediate drawdown and chop. Let it return to that New York VWAP. Keeping it simple. That's where I would have loved to be short here in hindsight, right? The move happened from that black VWAP. Well, we're returning to it. Let's see if sellers hold it and defend it. There's our next lower high. Let's go continue what is clearly, so far today, a bearish trend, right? Just trading with this VWAP, but not jumping in when you're too far away from it. If you miss the move, just wait for it to return. And it might not always happen 20, 30 minutes later. These are great examples, but honestly, yeah, you'll have to sometimes wait 2 hours, sometimes 4. And that's not the ideal days, but it does happen more times than not. So you just want to be present and preserve your risk waiting for that. And this one's a little bit different. Let's first go over the one that's not marked up here. New low a day. And look at this one. Look at that first break of open range low. I don't think anyone would sell that, but same thing. The first time it breaks, it probably doesn't want to just keep on running. But then sellers defend New York VWAP. So how would we not short that? You definitely could. I have another YouTube video on that. But regardless, it pulls back to the overnight VWAP here in black. That's a different VWAP we'll talk about another time. But it gets back below New York. So again, you lost trading it at the New York VWAP. But you weren't wrong. You were just maybe early. It was not done pulling back. But then once sellers take that New York VWAP back a second time, again, where does price move from? That VWAP, which is why I want to be positioned in at it more times than not. So whether you shorted it there, it's still a healthy trade. It's the equivalent of selling it there yesterday. And it worked out cleanly yesterday. Today it pulls back a little bit more. Let's go to another markup. So this one actually doesn't even have a break of opening range, but just stick with me on where is the price that pays? The New York VWAP. And again, with this one and all the other markups, I guess I could have probably gone over those, but the stop loss placement. If I'm selling it, I never want to stop loss right at current structure. I want to give it room to the previous structure to the left, in this case, opening range high, as you can see on this one. Until it makes a new high of day, yeah, I want to be short because I know price can get above New York, but still ultimately fall underneath it, building the lower high here. So keep me in the short as long as you don't make a new high of day. So I should have touched on that earlier. It's the same thing with all of these, right? If this makes a new high of day, do you really want to be short? Probably not, because now you're above this VWAP, and that's no good. So you would definitely want to get out of the move if it breaks for a new high day on your short, right? So let's go over now to this trade again. You take the first break of open range low here. It's not here. This is the first break. Look at that puppy run. So that's going to make you want to jump into the every first break moving forward. But we just saw all those other markups. That's not normally what happens. So I didn't take this trade, but it is a clean markup of look at the hold of New York VWAP where the move coils up and pops from here. And we miss it. But then what do? You let it drift lower. Who knows how far it wants to go, how long, how straight, whatever. Where does it pull back to? The New York VWAP. Sellers defend it. You get yourself at a way better position and a higher price to sell it back down to the lows. Same idea. Stop loss isn't tight here at current structure. You want to give it room back inside the range at previous. So it's the equivalent here, right? I sell it there. That's like selling it there, right? Same price. But after this 8, 10 candles down and I jump in now, you run the risk of a pullback immediately, right? We don't know when it wants to pull back. So I don't want to have to jump in and hope it just keeps on going lower since I got in with no pullbacks. I don't have a good stop loss on this one, right? Because your structure is way up here. So I'd rather just wait for the next pullback and then get involved in the next move rather than jumping in a move that's already gone, right? Or already made a substantial move. This is another day. This was Tuesday. This is Thursday the 6th. This is Wednesday the 5th, so the day prior. And all these first trades were from this week. So all this month so far, all the trades you could take off this one simple VWAP. Here's the New York VWAP. There's a nice move that happens from there. Don't just chase it up there, hoping it keeps on going higher and higher. Depending on when you decide to do that, you're going to find yourself too high. It pulls back to New York. Now you can position yourself for the next move. Pulls back to New York. Now you can get involved in the next move. I don't want to say it's improbable. I'm definitely not going to say it's improbable. I had a call with one of our coaching students this morning that just becomes lower probability when you're buying it away from this black New York VWAP, right? I'm not saying it's low probability if you buy it over here anywhere. I'm just making these up. It's just lesser probability than if you were to buy it closer to the VWAP, right? Because like I said earlier, this move from this New York only went up 13 points. All right, well, I got a really good low price, so I was able to catch all of it, right? All 13, which is enough for me because I risked 12. But if you're jumping in up here, after it's already moved 8, there's only 4 more points left in the tank. So yeah, not enough move for you to make money if you buy it up there. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just lower probability on this day. Now on a day when it moves like this over here, whether it moved 10, whether you bought it at the New York or bought it there, you're going to make money because it was super strong trend. But again, the whole idea being whether the trend is strong or weak, I should be able to squeak out some move out of this because I have a really great position price at that VWAP. Let's go to one more. What do we have here? Perfect, beautiful. All off of the New York here in blue. So we have first break of open range high, like we said, in all these other markups. But the move happened from the New York VWAP. Pops up higher. All right, missed that. Returns to New York. Buyers defend it. We can get more into detail, but to keep this video simple, like I said, all of this is explained more in detail on ASFX TV. You can get a free month to study the course, tune into the live streams. If you like it, stick around. If you don't, see you later, but no harm. It's absolutely free. Why wouldn't I chase that short if we're below New York VWAP? All these other things were above this overnight VWAP. Trend is still bullish, right? All these different things. But just to keep things simple on this one particular VWAP today, the New York, that I want to look for longs around this price. So when buyers ultimately win the battle and bring us back above, well, I know this is normally that VWAP where price moves from and makes a move from. So let me get in now, right? Because this is the level we're probably going to defend. I can get a good stop loss below, and you go get the next move of trend, right? You don't want to jump up away from VWAP. It becomes a little bit lower probability, not improbable, just lower probability than if you were to buy it down there, right? So it pulls back to New York again, very faintly, barely, but it is a pullback. And then you get the next move. It's all about just trading pullbacks. If you couldn't understand that by now, it's either a pullback right to the New York VWAP or just a pullback. I mean, I never want to be chasing higher highs, especially if it's after a big, strong move, right? I want to be long. Well, your job is to be long close to VWAP. If you see it pop now, it's now too obvious that it's long. Every amateur is going to jump in at the top there and get smoked just for it to then eventually move back higher. And then, okay, that one moved higher. Let me jump in now. It's too obvious. Obviously, it looks long. Yeah, you missed 20 points of this. Why didn't you capture that? Why didn't you long it earlier in the move, why is it now so obvious at the highs that it took you to buy it now? Pull back, now you want to buy it, right? So if you find yourself chasing moves, hopefully these markups can give you a little bit of confidence on, even if I miss one, there's probably another train right around the corner, because look at all these pullbacks to this line. I mean, even this one, that's a strong move. Oh my God, I just left 36 points on the table on ES. What am I going to do today? It pulls back, you short it, you get another 36, right? You're 36 because you missed this first one. Have some patience, no FOMO, and it gives another great entry opportunity. So hopefully you guys see the power in this New York VWAP. It's fairly simple. Like I said, you could not, it's not complicated, but you could add other layers to it like I do here on ASFX TV. But it's not complicated even when I add other layers to it, right? It's just maybe other VWAPs, some discretion, reading the higher time frame. But at the end of the day, if we're not on the right side of this black New York, I'm not going to be selling it up here, right? Because we're above this line. It probably wants to keep on trending higher. Until we're below and making lower highs, then I'll sell it. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check out the top 1 sales. That's who I'm trading with this month. Great month so far of just winning rate-wise. Keeping it simple. Less trades, more wins. Love to see it. So hopefully I'll see you guys on stream. Make sure you check advantage of all the sales down below. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.